doing that, I couldn't figure out, every time I tried to put these words, hundredths, tenths, tens, going down like we like them, it messed up the chart. And honestly, the decimal's now in the wrong place. That's probably my fault too. Okay? But it's better than vertical number lines, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's start by putting these words to the side the way we are used to. We're going to round to 3 different place values. And remember, those squiggle lines means we're rounding it.
How do you write that?
Years of practice. So the next thing I want to do is write 3.1 on this place value chart. And then I'm going to tell you right now, you might as well get all the decimals on there. So they're there, and we won't have to deal with that later.
We have a problem with 3 and 1/10.
I know, and we'll get to that here in a minute. So Sierra is looking ahead, and she thinks we have a problem because what place value are we rounding to?
100.
The hundredths, and there's no digit there. But we've done this before. When there's no digit there, what do we write? Okay, so we're going to write a 0, and we'll circle it because find the place value and circle that digit. Move to the right and underline, get it. Right?
Yep.
Now the only time I could think of that you have to take things out to the hundredths place, when you're running in a race, they almost always have 2 digits, the tenths and the hundredths, okay? And a stopwatch, on a stopwatch, okay? Yeah, in the Olympics, because they want it to get it exact, okay? Another time you might need to take it out to the hundredths is when you're measuring chemicals, and I can even think of farmers that might do it that way, okay? Because they have to measure chemicals all the time when they spray their crops, okay? And then, of course, if you work in the medical field, you're probably going to take it out to the hundredths, okay? So this time, 0 tells me to do nothing to the 0, right? So 0 to 4, circle stays the same. Look at your roller coaster. The 0 should be down here, shouldn't it?
Not the waffle.
So, yeah. So when I am on the downside, that means it stays the same. When I'm on the upside, add 1 is the game. Okay? So basically, I'm going to leave that as 0. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right, change to 0.
So it would.
Now I want to talk about how to write it though. Okay? If I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth, I would probably need a digit in the hundredths place.
Yep.
Okay? So the best way to write this would be 3.10. However, you know enough about math to know that 0 doesn't change the value. So I would accept either one of those as an answer. Okay? 3.1 or 3.10. Okay, let's look at the tenths place. So I'm going to change the color of my pen and we'll write 3.1 again. So everybody write it. And this time I'm going to circle the digit in the tenths place. So tell me what that is, Tucker. What digit is that?
That digit is the 1.
Good. So find the place value and circle that digit, move to the right and underline, get it. Sort of the same thing again. Now here's a mistake I've been seeing all day. They say, okay, I keep it the same, and then they're changing the wrong number, or they're leaving the wrong number, or changing the wrong number. The only one we're changing or leaving is the one we circled. Okay? Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Very good. Okay? So it's exact same answer. Now let's look at the next one. This is 3.1 again.
There's another problem.
Yeah, but we know how to solve this problem. There's no digit in the tens place, so what do we write? What do we write?
0.
Good, and then when we circle it, it looks like a donut, right?
Yeah.
Okay, move to the right and underline, get it. So the 3 says, what does the 3 tell me to do, Cassandra? stay the same. So which digit stays the same?
0.
The 0. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. So my answer here is 0.
You didn't have to write nothing.
Okay, let's keep going. This one's a little more difficult. Now, in a perfect world, I would have done this correctly, but obviously I'm not perfect. Neither is this world.
Oh.
So we need another column
Oh,
here.
we need hundreds.
Yeah, we do. So can you draw that on there, please, real quick?
Good question.
Just do the best you can. I'm going to pause it while you're drawing. So now let's write the 3 place values that we're rounding to down the side. And the number I'm rounding is 115 and, how do you say that, boys and girls?
376,000.
Very good. 115 and 376 thousandths. Okay, now you've got to be careful. The most important part of anything I see right now is that THS. That tells me it's the hundredths place, not the hundreds. So, Lee Marie, which digit will I circle if I'm going to round to the hundredths? Which digit is in the hundredths place?
7.
Okay, so let's circle the 7. And I'll underline the 6. Now I'm going to watch, I want you to watch this. Put your pencil down for a minute. The kids are doing this, and I don't know why. They know that 6 is bigger and that I need to add 1, and so they're doing this.
No.
Nope.
700.
Dominic, what was wrong with that?
You turn the 7 to 8 instead of the 6 to.
Okay, it's only the number you circle that you change. Then, flex your muscles like a hero.
Digits to the right change to 0.
Very good. Okay. Now, all the other digits you can just copy down. So when I write this answer, there's been a little bit of confusion. Okay? Kids have been writing something that looks like this. And I want you to think about it, but don't shout it out. What did I do wrong? Raise your hand when you figure it out. I wrote it incorrectly. Ethan, do you have your hand up? Okay, what did I do wrong?
You don't need the 0.
I don't. I don't need that 0. My eraser's a little too big. Okay, let's do it again. I'll change the color of my pen. We'll start with the same number, 115 and 376 thousandths.
This is fun.
Good. So, Sierra, what should I circle?
5.
Okay, why am I circling the 5?
Because that's what we're gonna try to round.
Okay, we're rounding to the ones place, aren't we? And what should I underline?
3.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask a question. I'll look at the 3 to decide. Does the 5 stay the same, or is add 1 the game? Manuel. It does. 3 tells me to stay the same. So the 5 stays the same. Now I want you to see what kids are doing now. What did I do wrong? Helena?
The one that you underlined, the one to the right, change to 0.
They all do, right? So the digit that you underline plus all the other digits need to change to 0. Remember, flex your muscles like a hero.
So that answer is 5.
So then all the other digits stay the same. Okay, now this is what I've seen more than once.
No zeros.
What about the decimal? Do I need the decimal?
No, you don't.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If I have an answer that looks like this. Hold still over there at table 1.
Sorry.
What would I write for my answer?
10.
I'd just write 10. I've had kids writing this for the answer. Are you ready? Here's what they wrote.
No. What are you guys doing?
Okay, so I really think what's happening is we're getting confused because we're doing something pretty new. Okay?
This is not new to me.
Okay, well, good for you. Now, speaking of Sierra, here in a minute, Sierra, we're going to write down your rhyme. Okay? So let's do this one more time. 376 thousandths. How many of you are already done with the last one and just waiting for me? Okay. Thank you for waiting. Okay, so what digit, Helena, should I circle? That's what they want you to think. Look at that word carefully. Do you see a TH on it?
Yeah. The 1.
Very good. I'm actually kind of glad she made that mistake because it's on the exit ticket. Kids are accidentally thinking it's tenths and it's not. It's tens. Okay?
You have to look carefully.
Right. So I have a little shoe problem. My foot hurts today. I'll be fine.
I hate it.
Okay.
You probably
So now I need to underline something. What is it?
5.
Okay, so here's my question I'll ask
Find my
myself.
digit, look next door.
Okay, just a minute, in a minute. Payson, what does the 5 tell me to do to the 1? Stay the same or add 1? Okay, so which number do I add 1 to?
The 1. To the 1s.
Okay, now flex your muscles like a hero.
All the other numbers.
Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Javen, what's my answer?
Right?
No.
12. No. Oh, 120.
There you go.
This is.
You have to write everything up to the decimal. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn the page. Sierra's going to tell us about that rhyme, and I'm going to write it down because I know I have room right here. Okay, so Sierra went to 3rd grade in another school, and her teacher taught her this, okay? So Sierra, nice and loud, why don't you come over in here and sit on my stool? And we're going to talk this through and then see if we can understand what it means. So tell me the first line of your rhyme.
Find my digit, look next door.
Okay, stop right there. Find my digit. Look next door. What does that mean, someone besides Sierra?
I mean, like,
Tucker.
No. Whenever we did the 100, we had to circle the 100 and then we had to underline it. And that's our looking next door.
Okay, so when you circle, that's find my digit.
Yeah.
When you underline, that's looking next door.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, if that stool's bothering you, you can always sit in a chair. Okay? All right, what comes next in your rhyme, Sierra?
5 or bigger, add 1 more. 4 or less, let it rest.
Tell me if I'm doing this right.
That's it.
Okay? So what does the 5 or bigger add 1 more mean? Ivan?
When it's 5 or more, add 1 more, like, but it's like
Good. I add 1 more to which one? The circled or the underlined?
the circle.
The circled, okay? What does 4 or less let it rest mean, Javen? It's okay. So can I relate it to the rap? 0 to 4, circle stays the same. So 4 or less, let it rest. What do you think it means?
Stays the same.
Stays the same. Very good. Okay. Thank you, Sierra, for sharing that with us. So now let's go ahead and get our squiggle lines on here. I got them to go the direction I wanted, but I didn't get them very big, did I? If you haven't turned the page yet, you need to do that. Now I want to show you a mistake I saw on the, well, I'll show you those mistakes later. Let's get these decimals on there first.
Can we try it ourselves?
Here in a minute, you're going to do the homework page with a partner. That's when you'll try it yourself, okay?
What is it called?
So stay with, well, because I'm supposed to send it home with you, but I told you that if you would work really hard for 45 or 50 minutes, then I wouldn't give you homework. Okay, so to the hundredths place, I'm going to pull a stick. Which digit should I circle? Emily.
You have to circle
The 9, did she say 9?
Yeah.
Okay, and what will I underline, Emily? Okay. Now, I'm going to look at the 4 to decide about the 9. 4 or less, let it rest. 0 to 4, circle stays the same. Cash. So what do I do with the 9?
You let it stay the same.
Okay, so the 9 is still a 9. Now here's a mistake they kept making. They kept copying down the 4. That's incorrect. Lee Marie, what should I write here instead of the 4? Here's your hint.
Okay.
She doesn't get it. I'm flexing for her. Flex your muscles like a hero. Tell me, kids.
Digits to the right, 10 to 0.
Okay. All the other digits stay the same.
Yo, you're the winner in the rounding.
So what do I write for my answer, Ivan?
0 and 94. Or 99.
Good.
99.
So 99 hundredths. Okay? All right, let's do the next one. Again, I'm going to write 994 thousandths. What do I round it to this time? What does it say here? Tenths. So which digit should I circle, Samantha? First 9? Okay. And what should I underline? The second 9. Okay. All right, so then I look at the 9 to decide about the 9. Dominic, what should I do?
You make it
A 10?
and then you move your 1 over 2.
Okay, so he said the 9 becomes a 10. In order to do that, we have to move the 1 over to the 1's place. Now flex your muscles like a hero.
All the other
Digits to the right change to 0. So what should I write for my answer here? We've got 2 choices, really. I could write 1, or I could write 1.0 because what did we round it to?
1.
The tenths. Okay. So my marker isn't writing very well at the bottom. I'm going to move it. Okay. So write the same number again. Whoops. Better be on pen. 994 thousandths. And what should I circle this time, Axel? I'm rounding to this place value right here. What's that word? Ones. Okay, so which digit is in the ones place? Sit still. Huh? Okay, so I'll circle the ones place and underline the tenths. Okay, and this is Lee Marie. Lee Marie, what does the 9 tell me I'm going to do? Stay the same or add 1?
Stay the same.
The 9, what does it tell me to do?
Add 1.
Add 1 more. So Sierra's is 5 or bigger, add 1 more. Mine is 0 to 5, or 5 to 9, add 1 is the game. Okay? So if I add 1, which number will I add it to, Lee Marie? Ivan? People are trying to focus here. So do I add it to the 0 or do I add it to the 9? Thank you. So the 0 becomes a, now flex your muscles like a hero.
All the other digits change.
Digits to the right change to 0. What's my answer again?
1.
1.
1.2.
1.0.
And we don't need the 0. So now, 994 thousandths, one more time. And what digit do I need to circle, Ivan?
The 0.
Which 0? The tens place. Good. So I've got to write it and then circle it. And I'm going to underline the 0. Okay? So Dominic, tell me what to do now.
So you put a 0 in the one place
Good.
and a 0 there.
So the answer is,
0.
okay, let's go down and look at the next problem. Table 1 needs to sit still. You're about to drive me crazy. Now this is going to be on YouTube for all to hear.
Okay.
For open international competition, the throwing circle in the men's shot put must have a diameter of 2 and 135 thousandths meters. Round this number to the nearest hundredth. Use a number line to show your work. Now, here's what they want you to do. They want you to think, okay, I don't know what diameter means. But that's not what it's asking you to do. What's it asking you to do?
Round.
Round to the nearest.
100.
Okay, get the boxes around those 2 words because that's what it's asking you to do. And then nice and big, not too small. Write 2 and 135 thousandths down. And then right below it, we're going to round it. Okay? So we're going to which place value?
1,000.
The 100. Okay, let's say the rhyme. Find the place value and circle that digit. Move to the right and underline. Get it? Okay, stop there. So I'm going to look at the 5 to decide about the 3. Ethan.
Yeah.
What should I do? Keep the 3 or add 1?
Add 1.
Okay. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same.
Yep.
Okay, so this is how we would write the answer. Go ahead and write it. Okay, I want to do the next one, but we're not going to write it. Okay, you just watch. So it says, you guys ready for me to read it? Okay, just put your pencils down. I just want you to focus because you're going to talk about this with your table group. Jen's pedometer said she walked 2.549 miles. She rounded her distance to 3 miles. Her brother rounded her distance to 2.5 miles. When they argued about it, their mom said they were both right. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to write it. You just look at this, okay? So this is what happened. Jen got an answer of 3 miles, and her brother got an answer of 2 miles, 2.5 miles.
I know.
Now I know, just a minute. What I want you to do is talk to your table group about how they can both be right, and do it quietly so everybody doesn't hear. Ethan, you can just talk with them. Is that getting too cold? All right, so table what?
6.
Well, we don't have a table. Roll it again.
It has to be 1.
Okay, table 2. 1, 2, 3. Gotta roll it again.
6.
Keep rolling until you get a 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so Ivan, what did your table discuss?
We said they're both right because with the 5 with the 4.
Okay, you're right.
With the 5, if you circle the 2 and you underline the 5,
It would round to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about this one?
we said the 5 and the 4.
Okay,
It was
so what's the difference here? What place value did we round to on the first one?
The
10.
1s.
The ones.
Oh, yeah.
What place value did we round to on the second one?
Tens.
What place value?
Tens.
The tenths, okay? So it depends on where you round it. Okay, I'm going to pause it, and we're going to work on the homework with a partner for a few minutes before we do the exit. So let's take a look at the exit ticket. You're going to round 8 and 546 thousandths to the nearest hundreds and the tens.
Okay.
Now, here's a mistake I saw. I saw somebody do this, and I'm not kidding you. What's wrong with that?
That's the
That's the 10.
It's in the wrong place.
Very good. We got to go between the ones and the tenths. Here's another mistake I saw. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
No, that's very wrong. What?
What mistake was made here? Lee Marie,
Wrong.
where are your glasses?
My driver?
Get them out.
Oh, I know. Sorry.
Javen,
The 8 is supposed to be at the ones.
you're right. So if you don't get this in the right place value to start with, you don't have much chance of getting it correct, do you?
How did you mess up that?
Well, because we're just confused, okay? All right, so you're going to do this. Bring it to me. I'll give you a grade. You can put both papers in the sorter. And then, unless you want to work on that homework page, and otherwise you can get on IXL. Good job today.